Fruitcake lasagna surprise. Last Saturday, I found myself at a dinner party hosted by my friend Susan. She's known among our circle for her culinary experiments. Sometimes they end up being delightful, other times, well, let's just say we silently pray before every bite. This time, she announced she'd prepared a vegan lasagna, a dish that made our eyebrows raise and stomachs tighten with equal parts fear and curiosity. As we gathered around the table, we couldn't help but notice the lasagna's unusual heft. It looked like it was struggling to stay contained within the confines of the dish, like a bodybuilder squeezing into a too small suit. As we dug in, the first bite was interesting. There was a familiar sweetness to it, one that seemed oddly out of place. "Susan, this is unique," I said, trying to be diplomatic, while others nodded hesitantly. Susan just smiled and said, "It's a secret recipe." The texture was dense, almost cake-like, and each mouthful required an extra effort to chew. It wasn't unpleasant, just puzzling. We exchanged glances, silently communicating the question, what exactly were we eating? Curiosity got the better of us, and my friend Jake, bold as ever, decided to investigate further. He prodded his fork deeper into the dish, excavating what looked suspiciously like a chunk of candied fruit. "Is that?" he started, but Susan interrupted, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "Yes. Do you remember last year's holiday fruitcake that everyone conveniently forgot to take home?" A chorus of groans and laughter erupted around the table as we realized the truth. Susan had outdone herself this time, turning our collective dread of leftover fruitcake into something we'd willingly, if unknowingly, consumed. She winked and said, "Guess you could say I made a fruitcake over." It was a pun as rich as the lasagna itself, and despite our initial reservations, we had to hand it to her. Only Susan could turn last year's joke into this year's punchline, literally.